Alright, we're here doing a garden update today. This is what we call the Vermilion Triangle. It kind of started over here in this triangle. And I've rearranged them somewhat and mulched them. These are right here called Mother of Thousands. And Tim, if you can get an up-close shot, every leaf has these tiny little seeds. And each one of those will grow another plant. I think I'm going to sell these because they really do pop up like weeds the next year. This is quite a new bed right here. Again, I just divided up some bromeliads because they make babies. Did a little bit of a redesign. These peppers are extremely hot and they produce very prolifically. And this is a cottage garden I did. A little fairy garden to attract fairies. And here's our arbor we made last year out of bamboo. And you can see the grapevines are doing wonderful, particularly on this side. And you can see we have some grapes growing on. We have some peppers ripening up on our 2 pepper plants that overwintered. This is an apple pepper plant. Looks more like a tree. This is called a baran, and that's a sweet bell pepper.
And the purple basil started doing better when we put it in the ground. It looked like it was going to die, but now it's starting to come back. And we also got some blueberry bushes yesterday from Lowe's. They were 2 for $5. So, I mean 2 for $10. So that's a good deal. You know, they'll easily pay for themselves in blueberries soon enough.
Alright, so we have, these are our morning glories this year. They flower in the morning, so there's not much to look at right now because this is almost the evening time now. But they're very beautiful and they grow really fast. I love having fresh flowers to look at every day. And
I mean, when it's well established, we'll have, you know, 20 or 30 flowers every morning.
Yeah. And what I'll do is just unwind these vines every other day or so, and I'll just bring them back down and wrap them around, and you kind of train it.
Yeah.
These are some more apple pepper plants that were started this year. They're already starting to flower and have really tiny small peppers if you can get a close shot there. So apple peppers are definitely a good variety to grow here in Jacksonville. And let's see, this bed right here I've mulched in. All these marigolds that you're seeing in all these beds are volunteers. Got some purslane here. This was a volunteer. It was actually came in this hanging basket I got on discount. Purslane, if you didn't know, they make really pretty flowers. This isn't flowering right now, but it's edible. You put it in a salad. It's quite bland, but I'm sure there's some good nutrients in there. This tomato plant has some flowers on it. I'm not sure what kind it is. In the tomato plants, both the female and male parts, you could say, are in each single flower. So some people take an electronic toothbrush and vibrate them, but you can just flick them too, and that'll help ensure that fruit sets in. And then back towards here, I'm not sure what these plants are right here. These were gifts from a friend, and this is what I'm working on right now back here. I put all the aloes I relocated, most of them, over to this side, and got a little coleus here, which I'm going to pick the flower off of. You keep picking the flowers off of them to keep them growing instead of going to seed, because once they go to seed, like any annual, they will die.
And the aloes are great for bug bites. That we find it relieves the itching very quickly. And you can also make a delicious drinks out of them. You know, it kind of adds like a gelatin to your drink. It's really good. You know, you can buy aloe drinks in the store.
This was my Mother's Day present. And what'll be really cool to know that we haven't toured the garden in a couple days because it's been raining. This is a yellow squash plant, and look, our first little baby yellow squash of the season.
Yep.
Excellent. This was actually, we used our first batch of homemade compost in this bed, along with some leftover garden soil we had.
And this bed, we didn't build it out of cedar or anything special. It's just, you know, regular 1x3. But we built it for like $12 from, you know, Lowe's wood. And, you know, for the price, you can't really go wrong. And, you know, I'm sure it'll last at least 2 or 3 years, at which point, you know, we might have moved on to the farm. But, you know, it's a good temporary alternative to spending a lot of money on a raised bed.
This is our new pomegranate tree. I put it in a pot because I don't feel like digging up all of our trees when we get our farm in a couple years. And this is an extension of like a mini raised garden bed. I had the idea because I wanted more space. The thing is, the soil, compost doesn't go too fast. And I really wanted more raised beds because who knows what's in the ground. It's so old. We dig up, you know, different things. I mean, you have to do the best you can. But eventually we'd like to do more and more raised beds. And so I kind of came up with this because I had these containers here. So I put some annuals around, some celosa and some zinnias. These are cherry tomato plants and some more pepper plants of different kinds. I grew so many I stopped really paying attention to what plant I was planting where, what variety. Back here we have our sunflowers. We actually have a sunflower that opened up already. And there's some green beans growing down there, which I need to pick again. Some of them are actually going to seed, which I don't mind. I'm just going to plant them again. They'll grow really great here in Florida. It's our lemon tree, which is not doing much of anything at the moment.
Well, it's getting real big, but it's not making any lemons yet.
Yeah, it'll fruit. It'll fruit, but the... Oh, wait. What do I see here?
Oh, look at that.
It's finally growing fruit.
There we go. All right. It looks like it might be the only one, but
Yeah, well.
hey, one's better than nothing.
Right here I have a couple of lemon cucumbers, which I don't see any fruits on them yet, but it should soon because there's plenty of flowers. There's one right here, which I'm going to train back over here.
And we built a trellis system. It's a piece of paracord that runs from that tree over there, and we've got like a 2x4 support there, and it runs across to that 2x4, and we're going to run more paracord down to this fence and kind of like a zigzag it up and down and maybe across too. So it'll be a real cheap way of making a trellis, a large trellis that the cucumbers can climb on, and the what do we have?
These are gourds, loofah gourds.
Loofah gourd, right.
And it actually needs that trellis kind of quickly. Date palm, not doing much of anything, but it's still a baby.
Well, it's it's making a lot of good leaves because I think it only had maybe 2 or 3 fan leaves at the beginning of the season, and now it's got 10 or so.
Some more tomato plants. I kind of use this as a stake. I need to stake most of all of our plants, but you know, we're on a budget, so we're doing the best we can with stuff we find and have to get creative. Our neighbor's grapevine.
Yeah, their grapevine's huge.
Which we don't mind because we're going in together to make a little bit of wine, hopefully, when the grapes are right.
Yeah.
Some bromeliads over here, which I'm going to eventually move because they cut my legs when I walk through.
And we got these hibiscus here on sale from Lowe's. Look at that pretty flower. But these are the braided hibiscus, and I mean usually these are $10 or $15, but how much did we get them for?
$1.99.
$1 each. So we bought like 5 of them, and we gave a couple away to neighbors, and I think we've still got a few around.
This is a yellow crookneck butternut squash. What is it called? Pennsylvania Dutch.
Crookneck, yeah.
Crookneck squash. There you go. Doing its thing. There's a couple of them, different ones planted. And then over here, we've got, I think, 7 or 8 sweet potato slips planted. There. And I think there's some over actually back there. And yeah.
And we also, I had taken some cuttings earlier on this season. I think that's rose, and I think this might be blackberry.
It is.
So they're all doing well. And, you know, that's free plants right there. You know, you buy a plant and keep taking a bunch of cuttings off of it. And
Yep.
so, and I'll show you the composter real quick. So it's a, you know, it's a plastic barrel. I don't know if it's 55 gallon or 30 gallon. It might be 30 gallon. But you know, we got the compost in there. It's doing its thing, and we've already taken quite a bit out. Yeah, I mean, it works really well. We just kind of have like a little clip here. Sorry if the camera's all over the place, but I have got Oliver on me right now. He is attached to me, so he's kind of wiggling a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it's really easy to just kind of push around. You can kick it around or whatever. And I'll just roll it every couple of days to the back of the yard and back.
It's crazy how fast everything grows when you get a little bit of rain. Or a
Yeah.
lot of bit of rain. I swear we just weed whacked last week.
Yeah.
So is the life of a gardener.
There's one of the other hibiscus. Boy, it's hard to see through this lens, but it's down there. We got some tomatoes here. What is this? Is this a squash right here, Jill?
I'm not sure. This is either a melon, squash. We had bushel basket gourds, and they all just kind of went in. And I think when you have more than 100 plants, you sometimes.
And there's one growing on the fence there with some huge leaves. And then we got the fig trees doing really well, and it's got kind of some offshoots down there, and no figs this year yet. We did have figs off of it the first year, and they were delicious. So these are the blackberry bushes. There's 3 of them there, and we just picked 2 of our first blackberries this morning and had them. They were a little sour. They weren't quite sweet yet, so we might have picked them a little bit early. But yeah. And some sort of huge, I don't know if that's a squash or something.
Well, I really hope it's not a bushel basket gourd, because they're supposed to be the size of a globe. So they might fall off the vine, but we'll see, because gardening is an adventure and you have to experiment.
Absolutely. And you'll have to excuse the mess. I just re-roofed the back part of the house here. I think in one of my previous videos I talked about how it was leaking. And so this from that point, that corner right there, all the way down to there, I re-roofed it. Had to sister up a bunch of rafters and replace all the plywood and stuff. So that was a fun job. But I'm very happy it's done with, and just got to get rid of all the waste now. So, and you know, while I was out here, I also wanted to show something I started to do for a little bit of extra money during the summertime. And I've gotten into some woodworking. I don't know if you saw some of these, the benches that I've got up here. Get around to. So, made, I forget what they're called, like an Aldo bench or something, but it's just made out of 2x6s and 2x8s, so very cheap to build, very sturdy, and that's like a 2-person bench, and then I did kind of a 3-person bench. And back behind there's, you can't really see it too well, but it's like a portable Adirondack chair. And I'm gluing together like I have an end table over here. This is my way. This is a maul that I picked up from the thrift store. It had a handle too, but I think I paid like $3 for it. It does have, it is cracked at the back, so someone probably used hardened steel and was banging on it and cracked it. You're not supposed to do that. You want to hit these with something that's not hardened so that it doesn't break it. But I've kind of cleaned it up a bit, and we'll see if we can put that to good use this coming winter. There's that portable Adirondack chair back there. And then I also picked up this, I'm calling it a planter from the thrift store. Needs a little bit of work, needs to have this this joint pulled together and glued or nailed or something. But I think I got it for $3 or $4. And that's something I'm sure if I fixed it up, I could probably turn around and sell it for $20. So that's just a way I can make a little extra money. And there's that handle for that maul that I just showed you. And then I also made a train whistle. So I'll blow that so you can kind of hear what sound it makes. So pretty loud. That's kind of cool. But I'm definitely enjoying it. It doesn't really take much to doesn't take much tools to do it. And it's a lot of fun. So something you can definitely do to make some extra money. I think that's about it. So I appreciate you guys sticking around for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll see you on the next one.